welcome Bryson Dechambeau.
Dechambeau 11th in the field in strokes gained off the tee. He is #1 in that department on the PGA Tour this season. But he's hit just 10 of 28 fairways on the week, Karn. He's got to get that straightened out today.
And even more so, I would think important this morning. I mean, we know Bryson can play out of the rough, but it's moist also. So find the fairway, and you know that opportunity exists. And there's no breeze out here today at the moment. So I don't think there's any question we're going to see Bryson take an aggressive line here, cutting over the trees on the right here at this dogleg left. Dogleg left or right, I should say. I think that should be okay.
Next to play, the winner of the 2019 Open Championship from County Offaly, Ireland. Let's welcome Shane Lowry.
Tee shot of Dechambeau did settle in the primary cut as Lowry steps in. Opened with 71 on Thursday, 73 yesterday. Good enough to advance to a third day of competition.
Yeah, this one should be a little bit more of a conservative line. This fairway tilts from left to right. Let the ball feed and then kick to the right. That's exactly what Shane has done here. Good tee shot.
More of the traditional route there, Gary, down the first fairway.
More to my sensibilities.
Saturday featured group coverage here.
Forwards.
185 here, Karn.
A little downhill line with that back hole location. Even though they'll be a little more receptive this morning, I don't believe you can fly it all the way in that back plateau. You need to bounce it up there. This turning a little bit right of the flag.
Kind of dug in there on the second hop. Most lies in the rough are not much of a bother for Dechambeau.
Okay, 1030. 1030 is 50. 47. Yes.
And I like the most present-day golfers. It's about angles off the tee, and they don't mind being in the rough. And he's got a great angle, but I think he's got to land this middle right side of the green. Let that slope on the right chase the ball back there. It's a very aggressive shot.
Saw him hit a few pulls out the rough yesterday, didn't he? So that looked like a much better contact, so bodes well.
Up and down couple of days here for Dechambeau, Gary. This was back in the opening round. This 15, the par 5.
As soon as he hit it, he knew it was trouble, and that was out of bounds down there.
You wouldn't expect to see Dechambeau incur any damage on the par 5s that often, but they really have been his undoing the first 2 days here this week, and really it's what he thought cost him the cut. This was at 16 from 144 yards.
Well, start of the green mile, and he emasculated that hole with just a very short iron.
So he doubled 15, birdied 16, and then this was one of the more memorable shots of the week here at 18.
Well, I mean, that is 20 yards left of the creek off the tee, but look at that. When you have length and a good lie and the strength, you can control it.
And a birdie there to close out the opening round with a 1 under 70. So seemingly with some momentum here heading into day 2, but again tripped up at a par 5, and it was a big number at the 7th yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hole that was playing so easy for the rest of the field, and Bryson made an absolute hash of it.
Second found the penalty area. This was his 4th. Everything looked good here, Gary, as he tossed it past the flag, but then
he was posing on it, wasn't he? And now he's starting to get a little concerned, and now he's starting to get very concerned. Oh boy.
it skirted past that thick tuft of grass down there that would have protected it from the penalty area. It led to an 8. And this was at 15 during Friday's second round.
Yeah, beautiful shallow angle of attack there. Just kind of picked it off, used the bounce. Loves watching that shot.
Yeah, this was actually during his first 9 yesterday. Made birdie at 15. At that point was 1 under and just kind of cruising along. But the triple at the 8th, you knew was going to be damaging. And in the end, it did not cost Dechambeau a chance to make the cut. So here he is back out on the golf course early on a Saturday morning. And with a 34-footer ahead of him for birdie here, Mark.
And I don't think this is a putt you would like to have on your first green, because he's got to go up to a ridge, which is about halfway to the hole. Then it gets over that ridge, then downhill, down green, and there's a lot of pull to the left side, back left of the green. I'd say that was a really good effort there.
We've seen him hit some pretty good lag putts. Again, the method he employs looks like it would be difficult from outside distances, but he's found a way of syncing everything up, making sure that the amount of rotation's the right amount. He's kind of got it down to an art with distance control.
And really, Gary, there's no reason why Dechambeau, Lowry for that matter, at +2 are going to shy away from many flags today.
No, but you've got to be sensible, because it's not a course you can just literally think you can overpower. You have the length, obviously you can do it, but it's just it's such a demanding course. There's 9 holes over 450 yards, 5 over 480. So even hitting it 320, if you're not in the middle of the fairway, you've still got to be a little bit careful, because these greens are quick with lots of slope.
And this one's outside 30 feet as well.
And Shane should have learned something from Bryson, at least speed-wise, but similar situation. He's got to go up to that ridge, and then it goes downhill, and we'll pull hard to the left.
Oh, nicely judged there. But continuing on from that, John, you know, a lot of the time, if you just make the cut and the number, you feel like you've got to shoot 63 or 64 to get back in the championship. These two go shoot 66, 67. They're very much still in this tournament.
.34-year-old Irishman, the owner of 3 victories on the European Tour, 2 official PGA Tour titles, the Open Championship, of course, and the World Golf Championships event at earlier. And Dechambeau will take it on here at second.
Yeah, you might think he might go left. This one is a little left, but that oak tree that stands at the corner is rather tall. Gonna try to take it over the right side of it. This one may need to sit down, though.
Just a half pace into the primary cut there, and looks like it went to the bottom.
Looked like a good swing, though. Looked like he started it on the line that he had it aimed on, which is a good sign.
You know, I think you see a lot of players sometimes go with less than driver, more for control. No, this is headed left, right for the big oak tree. Needs a good break there to get a shot.
May have slipped through there, just out. Back at the opening hole. A little bonus coverage here for you. Oh, Hustler outside 200 yards for his second shot.
Trying to swing it in from the right, and that will catch that left bunker. A little awkward.
No, because you can pitch this a little short, and actually, it'll kind of skip back there with this club. I actually like this better.
This is Wyndham Clark. He was second in Bermuda in the fall, the early portion of the season. Brian Gay took him down to the playoff.
Yeah, I covered that tournament. Yeah, Wyndham played really solidly down the stretch. And fortunately, you give Brian Gay a chance to win a tournament with a putter in the hand. Probably you know what's going to happen.
Go. Go.
Well, you can see with the flag at the back and, you know, everything running off at the back, people are just coming up a little bit shy with that in mind.
That's to land on it. I'm fine with landing on it. At 57 it is. And then whatever you think it's as far as sweet speed. Ball speed. So maybe 60 shots. Yeah, just to pull one of these. Okay, Barton. Just on that left side, right? Yes, sir. Left side. You got it.
Yeah, the number is 46, but the uphill and certainly the cool temperatures are playing. This may be a 160-yard shot. Yeah, this should get to the green.
Oh, it's spun back, Tim.
That flag's right on top of that slope that we saw yesterday that you could use as a backstop.
I would say the Open champion has played that type of golf shot many times.
Yeah, that one looked like it missed the green left. Take another look at the contact here, Gary.
Fortunately, he's standing on the grass, so footing is a lot easier to keep stable. Just kind of keep that chest down, keep turning. Pretty good execution there. And that bunker, it's gone right down to the flat, so now he's got to come up and over, everything going away from him. Really would love an uphill lie. It wouldn't be that hard of a shot. From a flat lie, that first bounce is going to probably just skip a little bit. There's the skip, just the wrong spot to hit it.
Lowry back to work up here at the second.
Again, he missed it on the right spot. I mean, you just don't want to miss this green to the right, and has plenty of green to work with here, but a challenging shot in the sense that the green runs away from him. He's going to have to play a decent amount of break from left to right. I think, you know, he's almost walked to the spot where he wants the ball to track on, because he's going to play it well out to the left, and the ball will use the slope and funnel down to the right. But the fact that he's got a lot of green to work with gives him plenty of room to make this happen.
I do enjoy watching the freedom of this man's chip in action.
Just tracking. I think he had the right idea. Lovely soft set of hands on it.
Yeah, there's that beautiful freedom. Has that natural height and softness in his chipping.
A par-saving attempt there for Lowry coming up at the second, and this is Wyndham Clark to begin his Saturday morning with a birdie.
Well, we saw in our feature group, both did a good job of lagging from this lower section. And a little bit aggressive there. That really got away from him. Look at that, running off the green. Good Lord.
It's going to be outside of Hostler. So much for the early morning moisture on the greens. Dechambeau's birdie attempt up at the second.
If you would call anything here at Quail Hollow a slow putt, this would be one of them. But that's all relative. It's just going to work up the slope left to right the whole way. Just need to judge the combination of break and speed here.
Well, he had the line, but as you say, Mark, it was a very slow putt. Pace did not match the line.
Par saving attempt for Hostler back at the opening hole.
Good effort. They got some pace to them, haven't they? That looked like that thing was barely going to get to the hole and still went 2.5, 3 feet by it.
And Lowry about 6 feet here for his par.
Certainly did not want to leave this far above the hole. It's just so difficult, Gary. I mean, it's always tough to play when you're putting defensively, but those downhill putts are just challenging.
Yeah, I think especially early in the round, when you're not maybe quite tuned in with your stroke.
Clark for par, back at 1.
Well, he had a good look at it going past, but a sloppy start for Wyndham Clark.
Clark's 55th in the points race, largely fueled by the runner-up in Bermuda. He also top 10 at Riviera at the Genesis Invitational. And Dechambeau finishing this one off.
Just keep it inside the left edge of the hole.
So a couple of pars to begin the morning for Bryson.
Over there, guys. Thanks.
Just imagine flying commercial, Gary, if you had to turn around and head back to your departing city.
Well, us blue-collar folk, not a problem. Get a free bag of peanuts on there, it's great.
That's a bogey for Shane.
You're going to miss it. You'd like to favor the right-hand side. One's starting to pick up slightly. It's just off the left here. This is headed right, but now it's starting to turn further right.
All right.
Another one settles into the rough.
A little bit into the left side. Yeah.
Springer missed fairways in the first couple of days and spilled into Saturday. Lowry typically favors a hard cut.
Now, this hole certainly is framed well. Again, you can see what you need to do off the tee, and Shane has got it started down the center, but that's also drifting to the right. May find the rough or that bunker.
It's quite a bit further back and maybe on the upslope of that hill there. So both players off the mark with their tee shots here at the 3rd. Nice season inside the top 100 in points.
A little different, not quite the firepower of maybe an Aaron Wise. But look at that. That's the beauty of the firm fairways. You can hit it much lower, get it running, and look at that. Knocked it past Aaron off that tee.
Lowry's ready up here at the 3rd.
Yeah, 181. You can see he tried to make sure that ball got lifted up, caught the tree, and this is way right at the green.
Dechambeau up ahead.
I would never say anyone would try to knock it over that tree in front of him, but he's done that. Can't get it to the green, but pretty good play.
I think it'd be interesting to watch Bryson today, you know, not having had the massive rain session after his round yesterday, with him going home.
Three-way tie for the lead to begin the weekend in Charlotte.